Hello students, I welcome you to my class once again. So this is part 4 of the poem Keeping Quiet. So in part 4, the poet continues to do a clarification. Okay? What he says is, what I want should not be confused with total inactivity. If you remember, at the very beginning of the poem, the poet asked the people all over the world not to move their arms, means not to do any work. Now he gives this clarification over here, that by saying that you should remain inactive, it's not that poet is promoting idleness. Poet is promoting laziness. No, he says very clearly that you should not get confused with my words. What I have said does not mean that I am asking you to be inactive. I am asking you to be idle. I am asking you to be lazy. No. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. What is life? The poet says that life means activities. The moment you stop activities, the moment you become passive, you are a dead person. That is why he says, I want no truck with death. I don't want to deal with death. It does not mean that he does not want to die, because we all are mortal beings. We have to die one day. What he means over here is this, that an inactive person means a dead person. If you are alive, you should be active throughout your life. You should let others know about your existence through your activities. If you lay at one corner and you don't do anything specific, anything remarkable, and no one is aware of your presence, that itself is death. For poet, passiveness is death. So one should remain active in life. And he is encouraging people to remain active. He says he does not want people to be idle, to be lazy, to remain inactive. So this is the thing that he makes clear over here, that people should not get confused with whatever he has said at the very beginning of the poem. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, we people, we human beings, we are very single-minded. Single-minded in the sense of being, you can say, self-centered, narrow-minded. Why? About keeping our lives moving, what are you doing? What are we doing? We are only busy in carrying on with our life. The poet wants people to enjoy their living. If we are the best creation of God, then we should feel thankful for that. And we should utilize our life in the best possible way. But what we do, utilizing our life in the best possible way, doesn't mean that we should be self-centered. We should think of ourselves, our family, our friends. No. We should think of everyone in this world. We should have a very broad concept. We should not have a very small and narrow mind. Very confined our life should not be. And for once could do nothing. Till now, what have we done? What is our achievement in life? Poet says nothing. It's zero. Till now, we have not used our life in the best possible manner till now we have not been able to do anything remarkable. We have to do that. We have to be very, very active. We have to be very, very creative. We have to be very broad-minded to do something remarkable in life. And why we have not been able to do anything remarkable in life till now? Because till now what we were doing, we thought that that is the only right thing, or that is the only thing for which we are born. Because we never got the time to think over our actions. So this is the right time, the poet says. Now you have got the right time to think over it. Perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps this moment of silence, during which we will do introspection, will help us to understand what actually we want in life. We all are very sad creatures, sad people. Why? Because we don't know what exactly we want in life. What is it that is going to give me ultimate satisfaction? No one knows, because our desires have no limits. So once we maintain silence, we stop doing work and we think over our actions, think over our deeds, we will realize, maybe we will understand what is the actual thing, what is it that I really want in life, that will give me real blissful state of mind I will have after getting that. And poet says that we human beings, we think we are very clever creatures, but actually we are rather foolish. We have used our intellect in creating, in developing nuclear weapons. And we believe that if we use them against another nation, we will destroy them. We forget the fact that the other nation, if it does so, we will also be nowhere. We will perish from the face of the earth. So what have we done? We have done a grave mistake that cannot be corrected. We have used with our own hands, we have developed weapons, deadly weapons, which can destroy the entire human beings, the entire human race rather. So is it a sign of intellect or foolishness? We have to think over it. Now is the time. Think over it. The poet says, what you have done, what a mistake you have done, that you are threatening your own existence by creating these deadly nuclear weapons. Perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I will count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Poet here gives an example that apparently we can learn a good lesson from earth. What kind of lesson? That apparently when it seems that everything is dead, it is not so. In that silence, somewhere life continues to survive. When it seems that everything is dead, actually life is still thriving over there. What example can we give? During the month of winter, when the land gets covered with snow, everything gets covered with snow. We don't find a single leaf on the trees. What is the view, what exactly, what kind of thought comes in our mind? That everything is dead, nothing is alive because of this extreme cold weather. Once the winter gets over and spring comes, the snow melts, the trees get new leaves, the plants get new flowers, new leaves, new fruits, and once again nature adorns itself. Then only we realize that during that period of snowfall, when everything was covered with snow, life was still present inside that. Just as when everyone all over the world will be maintaining silence, will remain quiet, no one will talk, then we might have a feeling that everyone is dead. All over the world, people are dead because no one will be talking, no one will be doing any work, no machine will run, no vehicle will run. But once this moment of silence will be over, then only we will realize that during that moment of silence, actually everything was still alive. So Mother Earth can teach us this nice lesson, and it's really worth to learn, to understand. So poet says at the end of the poem that his work is over. He has counted up to 12. Now he leaves it to the people of the world to decide whether they want to survive or whether they want to continue, survive in a better way, or they want to continue the way they were continuing. It is up to them. It's up to them to maintain the silence or not to maintain it. I hope, students, you have understood it. So I will come up with some more videos on different topics of the lessons that you are having.